You want people to know. You are wanting to let somebody know I tried to fuck you. This is
mad because I didn't fuck him on OnlyFans. I didn't want to fuck him.
Is your weed that tight today, man? Is the glue fucking with you?
Niggas pay me. Do you hear me?
This bitch is drunk and acting stupid.
I'm not drunk. I'm dead ass not drunk.
You dead ass drunk and stupid.
I promise to God.
That weed too tight. You need a different kind of glue.
I'm not drunk right now.
Dumb son of a bitch. Just a bitch is being ignorant for no reason.
No. He not finna try to play me.
Who's playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you play me, stupid.
Nobody's playing you. Got you there. I'm a real nigga.
He really trying to fight a girl though. He out of pocket. Oh, she don't got no underwear on? You see that? You see that?
She did it.
She did it? Oh, I thought I was tripping.
Hey, yo, bro. Hey, yo. Fresh. Talking to you, nigga. Like, this ain't show and tell, boy.
Bro,
what's cracking, though?
Right? So this what happened, bro.
Yo, I look like some commotion going on. Y'all need Big Ack in the building?
Bro, we had to take down the video and private the video because, bro, okay, get this, right, bro? We're doing the show, and you know...
I'm really super starstruck to see him. I'm super starstruck right now.
Oh, it's all good. What's up,
I'm like tripping out that you're there.
That's academics.
Yeah, it's Big Ack. We in the building. What's your name, girl?
Do you hear me? I'm the intern, by the way.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the situation that happened, and it's because a old certified bitch nickel has resurfaced from whatever dungeon he has come from, and that dungeon happens to be OnlyFans. I came on YouTube, not with a channel, but just created a channel so I could look at things I was interested in before YouTube was what it is now. It was really, kind of raw when it first started, and I was on there, and I actually prefer that YouTube to what it's become now. But I was introduced to SHEA Moisture. That's what we called him back then. Is Tommy SHEA Moisture. But everybody had a lot of jokes for him. He was known as the leader of the He-Man Black Woman Haters Club. He was a certified F-boy, the #1 certified F-boy. And he was leading the charge with people like Phil Scott from the Advice Show, which was his show, which he changed to the Phil Scott Show, I believe. He also had ties to Tariq Nasheed. He was the leader of an O'Shea Duke Jackson. So, all of the dusty F boys that you can think of that talk about black women, back, I would say around 2007 to 2010, around that time, he was their leader, before Kevin Samuels. Now, this is a whole new crop of dusty certified F-boys that have come to YouTube, and this is their grandfather, Tommy SHEA Moisture Sotomayor. So I didn't know where he disappeared to, because black women were trying to petition him to be thrown off YouTube because of the nastiness. It was never anything really toward black people, even though he had David Duke on his show. Someone from the Ku Klux Klan on his show. He also tried to make it seem like he was doing this so black women could be better. Which I don't understand how women accessories and taking that off, and I don't know, acting more like Caucasian women, which we can go into their history, I'm not going to do that, would make black women be better. And to my understanding, a lot of these men, they are suffering with their position in the world, in this country, because we all know who's at the bottom of the totem pole, and these men are not treated like other men. So what do they decide to do? Instead of coming together and creating something for themselves, having autonomy over their image, their talent, trying to build something for themselves, they punch down on their women. Because the women are saying, yes, we live in a society. Yes, these are the things that we are up against: the patriarchy, the sexism, the racism, the colorism, and it's coming from everyone. Like, Black women are dog-piled on from everyone, including other Black women and Black men. And even though that is happening, a lot of Black women are, striving and having achievements. You have Black girl magic out there all over the place. And if you take Black women away as a punching bag, then you have to look in the mirror and look at yourself and see why you can't accomplish what you need to as a man. And also, you have to think about, why is it that you can't come together with other men that look like you and do something in your best interest as a collective? Yeah, I remember it took me a long time to get him out of my recommends, because when I first made my channel, he was the first thing that was recommended, and I looked at it and it was absolutely disgusting. And I blame YouTube for that as well, because it was their doing. They recommended that channel. I was watching it, and then it dawned on me, a lot of his audience are incel Black men, incel white men, racist white men and women, and very thirsty and desperate white women who were willing to pay him to say these things to feel better, whether it was about their race, about themselves, what position they're in, the fact that they age like milk, and to have someone upholding their beauty, even though society tries its best to do that. That's being chipped away, thank goodness. They would pay him, because I remember watching some of his lives, and I was paying more attention to the people in his lives, and I would see what they would say. They would be talking about, they would be laughing, they would be bigging him up because he was saying what they wanted to hear, and they were also paying him. So I didn't take what he said seriously. He was doing it for the bag. Plus, he has been caught numerous times with dark-skinned Black women, and he tries to make it seem like, oh, it's just to have sex. But like I said, if this is how you really feel about Black women and this is what you do, you should want to keep your sexual organs away from them and to yourself. It's the same thing I feel about with racist white men who I see with different race or ethnicity of women. I don't take them seriously. They seem like incels and race hustlers, because if you really was true to your Aryan nation beliefs, you wouldn't be with a woman who is of another race or another culture or ethnicity. It doesn't make sense. So basically, this woman, she has an OnlyFans. This woman did not come to the Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy podcast to present herself as a social justice warrior. She came there just to be on the podcast to bring her point of view, and she has never presented herself as something that she's not. She promotes herself within the sex industry. She is a sex worker. She has her OnlyFans. She comes with her true authentic self and what she's actually doing. She's not being fake. There is audio out here of this girl talking about how Tommy Sotomayor likes to dabble in the dark, even though Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy don't like to dabble in the dark. He doesn't like night riders. He doesn't like, and you know what he's saying, dark-skinned women, Black women to be exact. You know, there was some pictures out there of him and his fraternity brothers, you know, in his college days. They look real sensual, those pictures, but you can look those up for yourself and you can, you know, give your opinion on what you think. But yeah, he basically looked like a blow up doll for all those white guys. But anyway, back to the young woman who was on Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy's podcast. She was sitting there and basically she was giving her point of view, and what she did was she didn't like the way Tommy Sotomayor was talking, because I believe she was very confused for the fact that he wanted to spend money on her and fly her out because he wanted to do something sexual on OnlyFans with her, because he had done that with her friend. It is her right as a sex worker. If she doesn't want to do that, she doesn't have to do that. And there is video out there. She has receipts, and I think he took it personal because she did not want to, and he wanted her because she's a beautiful woman. She is. So he liked what he saw. He wanted to engage with her, but she did not want to engage with him. And I think that bruised his ego for some reason. He started talking about her wig and weave and all of that, but he sure did want to pull on it on OnlyFans, didn't he? I don't take what he says seriously. He is, you know, he'll say what he needs to say to get whatever bag that he can. I don't know if he gets a bag. That's why he's on OnlyFans. How are you? I don't know if he's 50 or 60, whatever it is, on OnlyFans with no Just for Men for that beard, and he is literally on a more sexual driven platform. I mean, I just don't think that he is as popular as he used to be on here. A lot of his stuff has been scrubbed, but if you look at it, you can find the fuckery that he's on, the whole BT 1000s. He was flourishing. He was having a good time dragging black women left and right, but now he's on OnlyFans. And then he began to go into that same rhetoric talking about her, even though he wanted to have sex with her. And then, you know, people are talking about this young lady of why she's on Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy's podcast. She was the only black woman on there, and as long as she is paid, she's going to go there and give her opinion the way she wants to give her opinion. And that's what it was. She was getting a bag. But what she didn't understand, going on Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy's podcast with OG Fuckboy TS, it was going to be a disaster from the beginning, because if you looked all around that room, there was nothing but white women there. I don't want to hear anything about Hispanic or Latina. It was a white one. We're going to learn the difference between race, ethnicity, nationality, culture, language, religion. We're not going to be mixing this shit up. But they sat there. As this man got aggressive, as he was going to put his hands on her and fight her, they sat there with their legs crossed and their mouth closed. And some of them, if you look at the video, they were laughing at what he was saying. These were the preferences that they had there. And she was the only black woman there. And they tried to sit there like they're innocent, and you know, where is all the feminism? Where is all the sister support? Where is all of that? You know, if you remember when they had their women's liberation walk, whatever the fuck that was, they were asking where the black women were at. This is why the black women were not there. Because when it comes to us, our situation, something happens to us, someone's aggressive to us, they sit their ass there. They don't say shit. They don't get involved. And as Black women, we need to learn that, because we have two very big problems. One, we don't know how to shut the fuck up. Two, we don't know how to mind our business when it comes to other people. You want to go out there and you want to march and you want to get hit with rubber bullets over someone who wouldn't do it for you, over someone who preferred something else than you, and someone who would drag your skin through the mud and probably would laugh if what happened to them happened to you. Then we always want to put on a cape for men when they get in trouble, especially Black men when they get in trouble, when something wrong is done to them, racist or whatever. We always want to put on a cape. And not only do we do that, we uphold biracial women as if they're Black when they're not. They're biracial and mixed race. And also we tend to cape for other people, you know, in their moment of injustice. But every time it comes around to a Black woman who needed help, who, you know, a situation was wrong and someone was there to even just speak up and tell that person they're wrong on the Black woman's behalf, they don't give a fuck. They mind their business. We need to learn to sometimes shut the fuck up, let stuff happen, mind our business, and stop giving out support to people who would never support you. And that's kind of what this was. She went on Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy's podcast, and that's giving them support, because to be honest, why the fuck could they not have a podcast with just their preferences? You know why they can't have podcasts with just their preferences, and they keep bringing Black women in, even though they don't dabble in the dark? Why they keep bringing the dark on their podcast is because that's what people come to see. Nobody wants to come to see their nerdy incel asses, and nobody gives a fuck about them ugly preferences that they have sitting around that table, because all of them were busted and disgusting. I'm sorry, not sorry. I mean, the way you saw the video where he panned to the women around him, I'm like, you know what? Hats off to you and kudos to you, bitch, because I'm so glad that somebody wanted to fuck with you. They're ugly. Myron's ugly. The other one is ugly. Academics is fucking ugly. Tommy Sotomayor is ugly. These are a bunch of ugly nickels. And they feel that money assists in their ugliness when it doesn't. They're still ugly. They just have a little bit of money in the bank account, which won't last long when these ugly preferences that they have get done finessing them. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I just do not want to see a resurgence of the old certified dusty F-boys come back, because it's enough having to deal with Fuckboy and Super Fuckboy, and then a Kevin Samuels, and you know, the new crop of incels that could never get the woman that they wanted, the Black woman they wanted. Now they're mad and venting and on a fucking microphone, which they shouldn't have. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about the situation, and I'll see you in the next one.
what we